everyone for joining us today. We've got quite a fair bit to cover, but first, I'd like to introduce myself and my colleague Darian. I'm currently heading up the gaming commercial division at BVNK, but been around the gambling industry for pretty much the last 15 years or so. Really excited to dive into today's topics, including the crypto adoption trends for the past year and where the adoption is happening, and what we also anticipate for the future. So alongside me is Darian, our director of product, and he'll be guiding us through some demos to show just how simple and easy it can be to work with crypto. But instead of me talking on his behalf, I'll let him introduce himself. Darian, over to you, sir.
Hey everyone, great to be here. Great to see you. Yeah, Darren here, director of product for gaming. I've been in fintech for the last 11 years across traditional FX, card payments, and now crypto. So yeah, super excited to give you a bit of a BVNK platform walkthrough later on. Cheers, John. Back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Darren. Now, just to quickly recap what we'll actually be covering today, we'll start by looking at how fast crypto is being adopted and how that compares to traditional payment methods. We'll also quickly touch on the benefits, the traction it's gained, and the reasons behind this adoption, right? As well as some of the challenges, because we believe in transparency on this one. After that, Darren will walk us through some live demos. We'll show how easy, as I mentioned, it is to accept crypto payments and have them automatically settled in fiat, and how you can use virtual accounts. Also worth mentioning, we should be covering off how to convert fiat into crypto before paying out if your customers prefer that option. I also want to mention very quickly that we will have a few minutes that we have planned for at the end of the session for a Q&A. So any questions or comments can be made during that part of the session. So let's get for to start and then kick this off. So as we take a closer look at global crypto adoption, we've seen a major upward trend over the last few years. Right now, about 10% of the world's adult population holds some sort of cryptocurrency. That's a massive shift in how people handle their finances and shows just how mainstream digital currencies are becoming. So what is actually driving this growth? It's particularly strong in regions like Southeast Asia, Africa, South America, where ownership rates are climbing fast. Now, as the percentage of people holding crypto grows, this also creates a chain reaction that leads to even more adoption in other regions too, which is quite important. For the iGaming industry, this is a huge opportunity, obviously. As these regions grow in crypto use, they open untapped markets, especially since many crypto users are, let's face it, already very comfortable with online payments and services. The data we have here is based on surveys, which does help give us a very good sense of this trend. There are other data sources, such as reports by chain analysis and so on, that show the same trends and emerging markets. So clearly, this rapid crypto adoption is something to watch very closely. So moving on to trying to visualize what this actually means, right? We mentioned 10% and so on. How big is that actually in the payments world? We can compare crypto with a few other payment methods here, and we can really see how quickly digital currencies are becoming a suitable choice. When you look at crypto alongside traditional methods like PayPal, or even credit card giants like Amex, Visa, and so on, the growth of crypto usage is remarkable. In fact, crypto has seen the fastest rate among these options and has now surpassed both PayPal and Amex in global active users. That's really significant, considering how long these legacy systems have been around. I mean, PayPal's been a household name since the late 90s, yet in just over a decade, crypto has surged ahead. That is pretty significant when you take a step back and think about it. Now, one big reason for this rapid adoption is that crypto offers near instant secure transactions without the friction or fees you typically see with the traditional payment processors. And in regions with limited access to banking, crypto is providing an alternative that traditional methods just can't match. So obviously, what does this mean for the iGaming industry? It means that as more people adapt to crypto, there is a clear shift towards faster, more efficient ways to transact online, right? As more people embrace crypto, it's becoming less of a novelty and more actually a necessity to stay competitive with more operators, affiliates, and other businesses linked to the industry transacting in crypto. So cryptocurrency hasn't just changed finance. It's created an entirely new global payments layer. Now, when I say a new payments layer, I actually referring to stablecoins in the scenario. In the early days, crypto was seen as too volatile for everyday use, right? Or pretty much more of a reliable store of value. But with the rise of stablecoins, digital currencies, which are pegged to fiat for stability, crypto's usability has expanded significantly. Now, initially, traders turned to stablecoins as a way to protect their assets from market volatility. They weren't trading stablecoins to profit, from price movements, but they were using it as a way to safeguard their wealth without having to convert back to fiat, which, let's face it, can sometimes be slow and costly. Stablecoins today play a much broader role. So beyond their use in regions with unstable currencies, they're increasingly being adopted in more stable markets as well, providing a strong, reliable bridge between traditional finance and the world of digital assets. Now, businesses and consumers are leveraging stablecoins for cross-border payments, reducing the time and cost typically associated with international transactions. You have to remember here, what used to take days and involve high fees through traditional banks can now be done in minutes, sometimes even in seconds, at a fraction of the cost. That speed, that efficiency is across the globe, not depending on a single market, which is pretty awesome. This efficiency is especially valuable for an industry like iGaming, right, where fast efficiency, where seamless transactions are an essential part of the business. By creating this new global payments layer, crypto is reshaping the way we think about global transactions. It's not just about bypassing traditional banking. It's about opening up, new possibilities for faster, more flexible, and inclusive financial systems that will meet the evolving needs of people and businesses worldwide. So now we move into what we have spoken about and why it's so relevant to all of us today. Well, while much of the focus on crypto has been, about investing in assets like Bitcoin, and people looking to make a quick buck out of that, the real game changer for actual everyday payments lies with stablecoins. Unlike the volatility of traditional cryptocurrencies, stablecoins are designed for real-world transactions, as we mentioned before. It's no surprise that stablecoins are gaining significant traction, especially in recent months. Over 50% of all blockchain transactions now involve stablecoins, highlighting how crucial they've become within the crypto ecosystem. Now, just up until a few days ago, I believe August 26th, the total market cap for stablecoins hit a new record at $168 billion. Even more impressively, this was the 11th consecutive month of growth, underscoring their increasing role in global finance. As the whole iGaming industry expands into markets where fast, secure, and cost-effective transactions are critical, stablecoins will be at the forefront of this new global payments layer. And with rapid traction in emerging markets for the iGaming industry, this will spill over into the more established and regulated markets in the months and years to follow. Now, over here in this slide, we will look at the value of it. So since 2020, annual stablecoin payment volumes have surged over 10 times, reaching an impressive $2.5 trillion, putting them on a par with major networks like PayPal. But that might actually be an understatement. So when we zoom actually out of this picture, unfiltered stablecoin transactions exceeded $10 trillion in 2023. However, the data here focuses solely on payments. It excludes high-frequency trading, institutional transfers, and any automated smart contract activity. While it's very good at giving us a clearer picture of payments-related transactions, some major players like hosted provider wallets, such as BVNK, process billions annually. They're not even captured here. Even with these exclusions, the growth in pure payments volume is remarkable. Stablecoins are quickly becoming a serious alternative to traditional payment methods in both consumer and business transactions, and their impact is only set to continue increasing. So, looking at what's actually fueling the growing use of crypto and stablecoins for payments. So we took some of the main points that we see. On the consumer side, you've got a young, tech-savvy audience who are already comfortable with digital currencies. They often prefer crypto for its ease of use. In regions facing currency instability, stablecoins also offer a safer alternative, protecting purchasing power as local currencies might devalue. Global crises and the rise of neobanks have also led consumers to question traditional banking systems. People want more control over their finances, and decentralized options like hardware wallets allow them to manage their funds independently of banks. Now, on the business side, responding to these consumer trends that we just mentioned and have seen is critical, especially in emerging markets, as we mentioned before, like Southeast Asia, South America, and so on. Regulation is playing a big role too. For example, in 2023, the Monetary Authority of Singapore formally recognized digital assets and proposed regulations for digital payment token service providers. Now, this helped drive its crypto adoption rate to 24%, which I believe is like the second highest in the world. One last point to actually mention, and we've already touched upon this, is to highlight the importance that when we're comparing stable coins versus traditional fiat systems, the difference in efficiency is really clear. Stable coins offer near instant settlements globally, with the payments processed in real time, 24/7, 365 days a year, no matter the market or the bank. So while some fiat systems like SEPA Instant provide fast transfers, they are limited to specific regions. This isn't. So before handing over to Darren, I want to cover off one more topic. Now, of course, as with any new technology, crypto and stablecoins have their own challenges. And we just want to break down a few of the key ones here. So first of all, the regulatory landscape. It's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment, right? No one will hide from that. With different regions handling things in their own way. Some are moving fast to establish clear guidelines, while others are still catching up. But the good news is we're seeing broader regulation like MiCA in Europe, which is helping to build confidence for businesses and consumers to adopt cryptocurrencies in a more secure environment. Now, another rather prominent but rarely spoken topic is gas fees. These can be a pain, right? Fees can be a pain, especially when making a lot of transactions. But the tech is also evolving. Newer blockchains are designed to be more efficient, keeping costs lower as they scale. So while the fees can still be an issue, the future does look promising. Then there's also off-ramping, converting crypto to fiat. It can be inefficient if it means extra providers or handling manual conversions, right? Having said that, services like BVNK automate this process, reducing the number of payment providers you need, which makes everything a lot smoother and a lot more efficient. And I believe we will also see that in Darren's demo soon enough. And finally, one last point, stablecoins can depeg from their fiat counterparts. Like a good example of this happened when USDC dropped I believe 13% below its $1 peg after some of its reserves were tied up in the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. It bounced back once the Federal Reserve stepped in, and stablecoin issuers have since adjusted their reserves. So maintaining that peg takes solid governance, strong reserves, and market confidence. But as more stablecoins come into play and more lessons are learned, the systems will only get stronger. So with that said, I think we're ready to dive deeper into how all of this works in practice. Darian, as mentioned earlier, our director of product is going to walk you through some live demos and show you just how easy and seamless working with crypto can be. Darian, over to you, sir.
Awesome. Thanks very much, John. Super interesting to see some of that data, especially those upward trends on the visuals. So let's dive into the demo. Before I do, I will just mention that all of this webinar is being recorded, and it will be distributed afterwards, along with the slides within 48 hours, I think. So you are going to see some magic right now. If you want to watch that magic over and over again, you can with the recording. What I'm going to cover here is kind of two lenses, really, of crypto payments, plus some other features around the edges too. I'm first going to dive into what the end user or player experience is in terms of crypto payments with BVNK. And then I'm going to jump into what you as a merchant can experience with our platform, and some additional, like I say, features around the edges, which are super powerful. So let's first jump into that end user experience. And what you can see on the screen is essentially a prototype that we've put together, and it's a fictitious platform called Glitch that we made. And you can see here that we've got Joe as the player that's logged in. He has a small balance, and what he wants to do initially in this crypto payment in journey is he wants to deposit some crypto to top up his gaming balance. So that's what we'll walk through first. We can see here that Joe's going to enter an amount here in USD, in the fiat value, and he's going to choose that he wants to pay for that with cryptocurrency via BVNK. So let's click through to the next page. What Joe is going to see in this instance is BVNK's hosted payments page. And on this page is where Joe will select the cryptocurrency that he wants to pay with. And there's a large selection here. If this was the real platform, you could scroll a bit further and see a few more. But in this example, I'm going to select Tether. So this is USDT, obviously a stable coin. And this is the Tron network equivalent of USDT. And you can see here that Joe needs to pay 300 USDT to satisfy the $300 that he wants to top up with. And you see the nice exchange rate here as well. Clicking through, this is the next page where Joe is explicitly told where to send the funds to. And there's two options here. Joe can either go off to his, whether it's his Coinbase, MetaMask, Binance app, or whatever, wherever he's storing his crypto today. He can scan the QR code. This represents the unique blockchain wallet address to send the funds to. And that will just auto-populate everything that needs to happen on the wallet provider side. Or if you see in the background here, there is the unique wallet address visible that can be just copied and pasted into that MetaMask or Coinbase as an example. So once he clicks pay here, then you see progress bar updates. This is BVNK detecting the transaction on the blockchain. And then after all the confirmations have come through, again, the progress bar updates to complete. And that is the journey of that crypto payment in. Joe's taken back to the gaming site, and he has a greater balance to play with now. So switching up now to the other direction. So for the crypto payment out journey, so let's assume Joe's been pretty fortunate. He's won some funds on his gaming activity. In this instance, he's got $100 in his balance, and he wants to withdraw that from the platform into his own crypto wallet. And you can do that using the withdraw option. Again, entering the exact amount that he wishes to withdraw, selecting crypto via BVNK, and then again choosing the currency he wishes to receive in that payment out journey. In this case, I'm going to select another stablecoin or USDT, but over a different network, the Ethereum network. just to illustrate something slightly different. And again, you see the currency, the amount, and the conversion rate. And this is slightly different, obviously. This is where Joe would need to paste in the crypto address that he gets from whether it's MetaMask or Binance or Coinbase app, essentially where he wants that crypto to end up. And he pastes it in to the platform here. We do some pretty good validation here at this point, making sure that the format of this address matches the crypto that we're going to pay. Again, a bit of a safety mechanism here to make sure no mistakes are made. And once that passes validation, we can select confirm, and obviously that then goes onto the blockchain and is marked as fully complete. The end user here receives their funds in crypto. And that is the really clean, smooth experience for a crypto payment in and payment out for the end user, or the player in this case. It's worth mentioning that we recognize a lot of gaming happens on mobile these days. And this experience with BVNK has been fully optimized for mobile as well. Obviously, what you're seeing there is just the desktop version of that. Cool. So that is the end user experience. I'm now going to switch gears a little bit into the BVNK platform here. And this is essentially where you, the merchant, will interact. And before I jump into the functionality in this portal, I will just mention that everything that you see is achievable via API interactions as well. So we have a full suite of APIs, API endpoints. We have quick start guides, which are super easy to get up and running, as well as the API reference here for your engineers to get stuck into. So let's crack on with this part of the demo. This is your landing page. This is your wallets essentially, and this is the perfect place for your treasury managers, your payments managers, or anyone that manages funds in your business to land. This is their home, and you can see we've got a series of fiat wallets here as well as crypto wallets on this separate tab. So you can actually manage your funds across crypto and fiat in the platform. It's completely up to you based on what works for your business. And what I'm going to jump into now is just the payment links product of BVNK. And what we saw before on the Glitch platform, in terms of the end user experiencing the payment in and payment out journey, you can actually achieve the same funds movement from this platform, but you can do it in a more manual way. Now, let's say you wanted to maybe just pay a few invoices, or have a few suppliers pay you, or maybe you want to send some promotional rebates for your VIP players, as an example. You can do that using our payment links products, which is super easy to use. So let me just walk through the journeys. And this is actually, this is production, this is real life crypto movements you're going to see here. So let's jump in. I'm going to select my Euro wallet here as the balance that I want to be updated. I'm going to select payment in. I'm going to select just 10 euros. Not feeling too generous today. So let's walk through this. I'm presented with a unique payment link. And this is the page that you're quite familiar with now. This is our hosted payments page. I'm basically going to select that I want to pay in USDT over the Tron network again. I'm told that I need to pay 11 USDT approximately. So I'm going to confirm that. And this is where I'm presented with that unique blockchain address. Now what I'm going to do is just jump into my Chrome extension for Trust Wallet. Of course, I need the password for security. And I'm not sure, I hope you can see this, but I've got a small balance in the Trust Wallet account. So I'm going to copy this blockchain address, paste this into my Trust Wallet workflow, and I'm going to type in the amount that I need to send. 11.031753. All right, so let's get that moving. And we can see that now is pending. It's being submitted to the blockchain. You will see that in a second, this page is going to update because we have detected that transaction on the blockchain. I will just take this moment to highlight that blockchains have different speeds. There you go, you can see the update, we've detected it. For example, the Solana network is very quick, typically seconds. to process transactions. Other blockchains like the Bitcoin network can take multiple minutes in some cases. So yeah, we are now processing that. We're waiting for the number of confirmations on the blockchain to complete. And we're doing some basic internal checks as well, just to make sure that we're processing this in the right way. So before we wait until that's complete, I'm just going to also jump through and create a payment out. This is the other direction. So let's select that same balance again, the euro balance. I'll choose a slightly different amount this time. Feeling a bit more generous now with 11 euros being paid out. So let's jump through to the hosted page again. I'm going to select USDT over Tron again. And this time I'm going to jump into my Trust Wallet account. And I'm going to go and retrieve that unique blockchain address that I want the funds to go to. So we copy that in. Here we're doing that validation to make sure that the format of the address matches the payment details that we're sending on, the network that we're sending on. And I'm going to receive approximately 12 USDT in this case. So let's get that moving. Nice. So whilst we're waiting for those payments to, you can see both are processing now. Whilst we're waiting for those to both complete, obviously I'm not going to make you wait here in silence for 30 seconds or a minute, but I'm going to jump through to a couple of other awesome new features that we've got, which really enhance this whole journey. So first of all, let's go to approvals. Now this is a really cool and super important security feature for you, the merchants, to make sure that your money is safe and no errors are made as well. So this is a approval workflow tool. So currently I've got nothing set up here in terms of approvals, but let's walk through a couple of bits. So we can configure exactly which flows we want approvals for. So in this case, I'm going to select, right, for my crypto withdrawals, so any crypto that's leaving my balance, I want some approvals to happen. And I'll just select that I want one other person to approve those. And there can be multiple levels of approvers. So if you wanted 3 people to approve, that can be absolutely configured here. And you can also select payment amount thresholds too, which you can see on the screen here. So let's save that. That's all locked in terms of those settings. And I will just come back to this in a second. What I'm also going to demonstrate now is another optimization feature really, which is our mass payouts products. Again, recently launched, is really being picked up well from our merchant base. And let me just walk through this now. So we have a couple of options here. Cryptocurrencies, we can do mass payouts with, as well as fiat. And the use case really here, the sweet spot use case, should I say, is if you're paying multiple individuals or maybe VIP players, or maybe some refunds you need to make, etc., or invoices to pay in one batch. So let's say you've got 10 of these payments to make in a day, or maybe even hundreds. You can do so with this tool. So let's select the Euro account again here, the Euro wallet, and I'm going to upload a file. Here is a snippet of the file actually. Before I do that, it's a very simple 7-column file, and the keen eye among you will notice that this currency value is fake, is inaccurate, and the blockchain value here is inaccurate. And I just want to highlight that our platform will recognize that there are some mistakes being made there. So let's submit that. Absolutely. So BVNK platform has recognized that this bottom row has got a couple of errors, and I will just correct them in the platform. So you don't need to do this in the file. You can do this in the platform itself, and off we go. We can update that and then submit those payments. Nice. So approvals, nice safety feature, and mass payouts, a lovely optimization feature as well. So let's just jump back to those payments that we processed before. As you can see here, processing, they should be coming to completion. Probably want to update this page. Okay, yeah, nice. So this is our original payment in down here, which is complete. And just jumping through to the Euro balance, which we configured to be impacted here. The really important part that I want to highlight actually is that all the money movements are actually happening in crypto, but your euro balance was the balance being updated, right? So if we click into the details here, 11 USDT was sent in, but your euro balance was updated because we are also converting that on the fly. Now that's really powerful because, again, you can just manage your balance in the currency of your desire, and we just handle the auto conversion for you. If you did want to stay away from the more volatile cryptos in terms of the fluctuation of the value, then that's the great way to do it. Of course, stablecoin doesn't have that fluctuation risk, but generally you just got a lot of flexibility with, in terms of the configuration of your balance and the currency you want to use. So yeah, lots of details that allow you to understand the movement there, which is really nice. And then the additional bit of reconciliation functionality that we've got, again, taking that data from our wallets, you can also export that into a PDF or a CSV, variable date ranges here. So you can actually feed that into your platform. Maybe you have your own reconciliation software and you can feed all that payment and fee data into your system. So again, another good control mechanism to make sure that obviously all the numbers are accurate and aligned and there's nothing going wrong. And then it would be wrong to not mention any fiat in this little demo. I've spoken a lot about crypto, so let's just make a little mention to fiat in terms of fiat payments. We have two options here. We have the withdrawal functionality, and this is our basically first-party settlement flow. So you as a merchant, if you want to withdraw your euro balance back to yourself, you can do so. You can select a beneficiary that's been pre-configured, or possibly, or even select a new beneficiary as part of the flow, should I say. And you can select the amount that you wish to withdraw. I'm not going to make this payment because I'm pretty sure you've all seen a fiat payment land in a bank account before. But that's what that flow looks like. Super simple. And then the pay feature is very similar, but the ability to pay out to third parties. So let's say you wanted to pay some invoices in fiat, or again, pay out some promotional rebates for your VIP players as an example. You can do so in fiat using that pay functionality as well. Brilliant. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to. That was a quick whistle-stop tour, just to highlight what we've covered: the crypto payment in, payment out journey with auto conversion into euro. We've covered a little bit of fiat payments there. We've covered those additional features around mass payouts approvals and the reconciliation CSV. So yeah, happy to take questions at the end. Please get them going in the Q&A. And I'm going to hand back to John to wrap us up. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thanks for that fantastic demo there. That was actually really good. So to wrap things up, we kind of just want to quickly go over a few points that people should consider when choosing a crypto processing partner. And these are usually crucial for ensuring that you do get the most out of your crypto payment solution. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people on this call have multiple providers chasing them. Everyone is pitching their own thing. But there are a few things which we truly believe are important for, long-term relationships. So when selecting a crypto processing partner, like one of the first things is, are they reputable, how strong they are? And part of that is having the right licensing to operate in both fiat and crypto markets, right? And that those licenses are actually strong, reputable licenses from strong jurisdictions. You also want to know, what they're preparing for upcoming regulations like MiCA, which, is obviously kind of a hot topic, and assess their strength of their banking relationships. So you can also ensure that you have good, smooth business continuity and a great customer experience. Now, ideally, your partner should also offer a full range of payment capabilities, right? Payouts in both fiat and crypto, scalable APIs, a few of the things actually Darren was mentioning right there. and access to an OTC desk for manual trades when needed. All of these things, guys, will save you time, money by streamlining all of your payments and reducing the need for multiple providers. Now, a partner that can offer ongoing support with a dedicated team that understands your industry is also massively important, right? A good partner will have a strong balance sheet to back product development, compliance, new product features, service, and ensuring a long-term relationship. One last point on this, which is, I think, worth mentioning, is data security, which is essential in this industry. So, checking for any history of breaches, looking for certifications like ISOs, and so on, it helps. Also, making sure that they have a solid anti-money laundering control in place with strong compliance, strong C-levels. At the end of the day, that speaks their ambition and kind of their security as well. So we now move on to the Q&As. The session should actually be open and allow all of you to write any questions that you have. So I'll just give it a second. There are actually, it seems already quite a few questions coming through. So I'll actually take the first one here. Okay. What licenses do you hold, I take it BVNK, that allow you to offer both fiat and crypto capabilities in a single platform? Fair enough. Good question. So we actually hold a VASP registration in Spain, and this allows us to offer customers without a crypto license to offer crypto payment solutions, right? Compliantly, that's important. We also hold 2 EMI licenses in the UK and Malta. So our EMI licenses allow our customers to have access to traditional payment rails, right? And again, worth mentioning, all fiat funds held in e-money wallets are 100% safeguarded. Any further questions on that topic, feel free to ping. Next question. How are you planning to comply with the travel rule? Cool. Okay, so on this one, so let's start off actually what the travel rule is, right? Like the travel rule plays a key role in ensuring that cryptocurrencies are legitimate and the secure payment choice. Now, in short, it means that businesses that process crypto payments must now collect, verify, and share specific transaction information with each other. So it will increase the level of transparency. Now, starting, I believe, at the end of the year, 30th December of this year, 2024, we will be required to, securely share information about the sender and beneficiaries and digital asset transactions. Now, this is the same as we do with fiat payments. It's nothing which is out of this world. Also worth mentioning that as a virtual asset service provider registered in Spain, BVNK is fully committed, right, to complying with the changes that the travel rule brings. And in the coming weeks, right, together with our existing customers, we'll provide more detailed information on this topic. And again, happy to field any further, more specific questions on this topic. Next one. So I think this might be, so yeah, some questions are coming through different areas, it seems. How does it work if we don't want to auto-convert funds? I think this is in relation to the demo you were showing there, Darren. Do you want to take this one?
Absolutely, I can take this one. So I touched on it briefly, but just to emphasize the point, the wallets that you have configured in the platform is completely up to you. So if your business operations is heavily in euro or GBP or dollars, let's say, that's fine. You can have your balances managed in those fiat currencies. Also, if you wanted them in USDT, you can also have a balance running in USDT or Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. So really the main factor as to whether there'll be an auto conversion or not is whether the payment coming in from your end user matches that currency of your wallet that you're holding. So of course, if you're holding a USDT balance in our platform and the end user is sending USDT, then no need for conversion. It's just a straight one-to-one. But of course, if your balance is in euro and your end users are sending USDT or Bitcoin, Ethereum, then we will handle that auto conversion for you on the fly. So yeah, configurable and completely up to you based on your business needs. Thanks, John.
Awesome. Thanks, Darren. Another question. Yeah, I think this one is probably, I can give a quick one, but probably Darren can give a better answer. So how do you ensure the security of my funds? So yeah, we obviously mentioned security, but maybe Darren, you want to just dive into a little bit more detail on that side of it?
Absolutely, yeah. A great question and obviously super important. So I guess there's a couple of perspectives of this. The operational perspective, in terms of how we secure the funds, we make sure that all of the funds that are held in e-money wallets are 100% safeguarded. Making sure that obviously the liabilities that we hold for you as the merchants is backed one-to-one with the equivalent assets. So yeah, super important in this industry that we do that. We also, we do have several licenses as John alluded to, and we adhere to the standards and the SLAs of the most stringent regulatory requirements that we have. And also, we take pride in our compliance and risk team and framework with 3 lines of defense, basically, to make sure that all of the processing that we're doing is in line with the regulatory requirements that we have. And then the other perspective of this, I guess more from the product and tech angle, is, we have multi-factor authentication. So logging into the BVNK platform, as an example, you've got multi-factor auth there logging in. And if you do the API-based approach, we've also got authentication and encryption on accessing those APIs, especially the endpoints where you actually initiate money movements, crucially. And again, just to highlight the approval flow, right? To make sure that your funds are secure and there's no malicious action going on there or erroneous action. Those multi-level approvals that you can configure as well. And also you've got good visibility of the, approved, rejected, expired payments going out. Again, another super useful tool there for security of funds. So yeah, great question. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Darren. So we actually have to wrap it up. Time is up, but we're seeing a lot more questions coming through. I can see questions on whether we'll offer USD virtual accounts. I can see quite a few questions on Mika, just to mention, so people don't think we won't reply to these, where we'll be getting our CASP for Mika, and so on. So guys, time is up, and it was really great, and thanks a lot for the level of engagement. We will be following up. I promise you this. We will be following up on every single question that you sent through Q&A. Maybe not for the future. We'll just make it a little bit longer for the Q&A part. But totally awesome to have done this. And thanks to everyone for joining.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.